If you are new here, welcome. My name is Catherine. I'm a home educating mum to 3 young children in England. My twins are 5.5 and my little boy is almost 3. None of them have ever been to school. Right now it is Sunday around midday. It is the kind of beginning of the summer holidays here in the UK. My kids are out with their dad at the moment and I thought I would just do this quick little video because I have already been asked by a few people, so do you still like homeschool during the summer holidays? Do you have to home educate when all the other kids are off school, etc.? If you're a home educator, you've probably already been asked that. If you're new to home education, you might have been wondering whether you legally have to keep home educating during the summer holidays or not, so I'm going to address that in this video. If you see me perched up in random places in my house, it's basically because my whole house is a bomb site at the moment. I know I'm just trying to find the few areas that are a little bit tidy. If you don't believe me, check this out. Oh, hi Ben! Look at the rest of the floor. We are just 2 weeks into the school summer holidays here in the UK, and just the other day my mum asked me, are we still going to be home educating over the summer holidays? And my answer is sort of yes and no. So I thought, let's first go into the legal part, then the no part, and then the yes part of whether we are home educating still over the summer holidays. If we read the government's elective home education guide for parents, which I always say everyone should do if you're choosing to home educate your child, then it will point you to a section in the Education Act that states, the parent of every child of compulsory school age shall cause him or her to receive efficient full-time education, which then leads us to ask, what do they count as a full-time education? And I actually really like this section. They state there is no legal definition of full-time in terms of education at home or at school. Children attending school normally have about 5 hours tuition a day for 190 days a year, spread out over 38 weeks. However, home education does not have to mirror this. In any case, in elective home education, there is often more continuous one-to-one contact, and education may sometimes take place outside normal school hours. Home educating parents are not required to have a timetable, set hours during the day which education will take place, or observe school hours, days or terms. And I think in respect to this video and this question we're answering, that's kind of the main point. We do not have to follow school terms. However, and this kind of pulls me into the no part of my answer, when you are home educating, you start to realise just how much the school system influences so many different aspects of our society. And as much as I would like to say, yes, we educate continuously throughout the year, because I really, buy into the theory that the whole of life is learning. That's what I really believe. I don't think it starts at the beginning at 9 o'clock and finishes at 3 o'clock. And takes place for 7 weeks and then breaks for 2 weeks or 6 weeks, as is the summer holiday here in the UK at the moment. But the whole of the way kind of the UK operates in these 6 weeks changes. Like, everywhere becomes so much busier. There are many parents who are like taking time off of work. A lot of the maybe museums and places like that start to hold events for children. There are holiday clubs. Things do seem to operate differently for these 6 weeks of the summer holidays. And in turn, that means that many of our usual home ed activities do cease for the 6 weeks summer holiday. So the no part to my answer is that we are not going to our usual home ed groups and meetups. Our multi-sports is off for the 6 weeks. Our Spanish club home ed Spanish club is off for the 6 weeks. Swimming is still going on at the moment, so that's good. And most of the usual park meets we go to are no longer on, because the thing is, like, as home educators, we get so used to kind of having parks to ourselves, they're being quite nice and chilled, and it's a real shock to the system when the holidays come and suddenly the parks and other places are heaving, soft plays, all those kind of places are absolutely heaving with children. And many home educators do decide to just kind of lay low for the 6-week summer holiday. There are many home educating parents in the UK that do choose to follow school holidays. Sometimes that's because they have another child in school, so it just works a lot easier for their home life. Or there are many parents who just choose to follow it because maybe they take a more structured approach to learning during the school times, and it means they can have a nice break during the summer holidays. Because my children are still very young, we take a very relaxed approach to home education at the moment. You know, a big focus on us is socialising and letting the children have as much free playtime as possible. So we are not doing any kind of structured lessons that we take a break from over the summer holidays. I really believe that just going about living life is the biggest educational tool there is, and that's where so much learning takes place. I would love my biggest answer to this question to be yes, we still home educate during the summer holidays, because I believe that everything we do, we can look and find educational opportunities within that. We are naturally affected by the fact that so many of our home ed groups shut for summer and so many places are a lot more busier. So this is how our summer holiday is going to pan out at the moment. So straight off the bat, I will say that during the summer holidays, we will not be going on holiday abroad or as a staycation. As home educators, we love the fact that we can go on holiday outside of school holiday time, when places are a lot less busy and a lot less expensive. If you are in home education circles, you will see many home educators say that they're sort of going into hibernation for summer, and I've used that term myself as well, meaning that we are probably going to spend quite a lot more time at home during the summer holidays, and it might even look more a bit like what outsiders think homeschooling is like. You know, I might actually print out some worksheets. We'll probably do a lot more colouring. I might do a bit more kind of formal learning because we're not out and about so much. A big part of our summer holidays is going to be catching up with friends and relatives whose children are usually in school. So for example, my sister's eldest daughter goes to school and we don't get to see her a whole lot. So I really would just love to spend a lot of time seeing her over the summer holidays, because my twins especially get on so well with her. So I would really like to nurture that relationship while we can. And then kind of doing things around the house and in the garden that are really like amazing learning opportunities. So for example, we've just inherited a compost bin off of my neighbour. So this time we have, when we're not out at clubs, I'm going to use for setting that up and learning about things like how bad food waste going to landfills is for the environment, which is something I've only just recently learned about. And I think the key thing here is I actually know nothing about composting at home, and I think it's going to be so valuable for my children to witness me having to learn something new and the process through which I will do that. I feel like that's one of the best lessons that we can embark on during this summer holiday. And we're going to keep swimming, we're going to keep reading all the books we have, we're going to keep having conversations, playing games, doing puzzles, cooking together. We are going to keep seeing our other home ed friends, but probably at each other's houses rather than out and about. And probably start to try and make plans for September. I would love to go away somewhere before the year is out. I'm not sure if that is looking like a possibility for us yet. And seeing what sort of home ed clubs and meetups are going to be on in September, which ones we'd like to get involved with. And yeah, just really like chilling out, enjoying our time at home, seeing our relatives, seeing our friends. Yes, you can still home educate over the summer holidays. No, you do not have to formally home educate. I believe that education is happening all the time, but if you really just want to chill out, let your kids watch TV and play computer games for the whole of summer, legally that is fine. You do not have to be proving to your local authority that you are still doing lessons over the summer holidays or anything like that. Like I said, like this could really change like over the years. We are in our first official year as home educators. So this is our first official summer holiday, and this is just what it looks like for us at the moment. You know, when my children are 10, 12, 15, it will probably end up looking a lot different. And I would really love to hear how your summer holidays look like as home educators. Maybe give us some inspiration of things that we can get up to while all our normal home ed activities are over for summer. I hope that has helped a bit for all those of you who are maybe new to home ed and wondering what you have to do over the summer holidays, or just curious about what those weird home ed kids get up to over summer. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. I make videos about what inspires me to home educate, what we get up to during our home ed live, and all that sort of fun stuff. So if that's of interest to you, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm really trying to start to be more consistent, so hopefully one video a week, and I would love to see you on the next video.